right now at 11, an arrest in the arson investigation after a 5-alarm fire completely destroys a San Jose Home Depot. What investigators are revealing ahead of an expected update in the case set to be given at any moment.
And good morning to you. Thanks for joining us for our midday newscast. I'm Marcus Washington.
And I'm Ginger Conejero-Sop in for Laura Garcia.
Right now we want to go live to that press conference. Let's listen in.
Running for their lives. It is a rare and important gathering we have here today. I'm honored to be standing before you alongside San Jose Fire Chief Robert Sapien, San Jose Police Chief Tony Mata, Special Agent in charge of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Patrick Gorman, of course, our mayor in San Jose, Sam Liccardo, along with our assistant police chief of San Jose, Paul Joseph, our assistant fire chief, James Williams, as well as a few prosecutors with me, including my chief assistant, Jay Boyarsky, and the two prosecutors who I'll introduce in a little bit who are handling this prosecution. This is a team that came together within hours of when Home Depot erupted in flames. We cover different jurisdictions, we have different responsibilities, but with crimes like an arson that destroyed a crowded 11,000 square foot building on a Saturday afternoon full of residents of San Jose, we're on the same team. And I'm thankful and grateful for that. Lastly, I'm thankful that my office, the DA's office, is not prosecuting a multiple murder case today. Miraculously, no one was hurt in this 5-alarm fire that was so hot and so large that it could be detected from a satellite in space. But it came close, far, far too close to causing many injuries and deaths. Later this afternoon, we will be arraigning a San Jose man for starting that incredibly dangerous fire. The evidence shows that Dylan J. Cruz Gogi, who's pictured here, lit the fire in an aisle at the Home Depot as he was trying to steal tools from the popular hardware store chain located on Blossom Hill Road in San Jose. The flames quickly enveloped and destroyed the entire store, causing an estimated $14 million in inventory loss alone. That doesn't include the building itself, as well as damage to other structures nearby. The defendant, Gogi, faces felony arson and related charges. He'll be arraigned at 1:30 p.m. today, this afternoon, in Department 23 of the Hall of Justice. This is what we have charged the defendant with. We have charged him with aggravated arson, 7 counts of grand theft, and 3 counts of petty theft. The maximum sentence for these crimes is 14 years to life in prison. He would be eligible for parole in anywhere from 6.5 to 9 years, depending on what the judge sentenced him to. The fire began around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, April 9th. The evidence shows that the suspect, who had earlier that day stolen items from a nearby Bass Pro Shop, lit the fire in the Home Depot and tried to leave the store with a cart containing stolen tools. He was stopped by a Home Depot employee and fled in another person's car. Later, as the Home Depot was burning, he continued a theft spree that extended to a Macy's in the East Bay. Within days, investigators with San Jose Police Department and ATF had a suspect. Using a warrant, San Jose PD arrested Gogi on Friday, April 15th, less than 2 weeks after his horribly reckless and criminal behavior left Home Depot a burned-out shell. Now, Deputy DA Eunice Lee and her supervisor, Edward Liang, will prosecute this defendant to the fullest extent of the law. That's about all I can say at this point. The investigation is ongoing, and we want to make sure that we maintain the integrity of this case and hold the defendant accountable in a constitutional way. And we will. I'd like to introduce to you San Jose Police Chief Tony Mata, who can say a few words about the vital, integral, and important role that San Jose PD played in this case. Chief Mata. Sorry.
Good morning. Thank you, D. Rosa. I'd like to start out by thanking the women and men of the San Jose Police Department who do amazing work every day to keep our community safe. I want to reemphasize the collaborative efforts of all the agencies that help put this complex investigation together. We all have different roles, but the same role of keeping our community safe. Our San Jose Police Fire Department and other fire departments responded to battle the fire. Our officers responded to evacuate local businesses and residents to protect them from harm. The fire department's arson investigators worked together with our federal partners at the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Our detectives from the Burglary and Burglary Prevention Unit and our Assaults Unit worked together with the District Attorney's Office to put this case together. Detective Joel Martinez, Detective Jessica Lindenberg, and Detective Matt Sanfilippo are the reasons why we're here today for their outstanding work. When someone commits a terrible act of this magnitude that endangers many, good people spring into action to save lives. And that's what our San Jose Police Department and other first responders did that day. What you see here today is a result of hard work, investigative experience, and a multi-agency collaboration. I want to thank all the agencies represented here today and those who you don't see here today. Who you don't see here today are the countless individual officers, fire personnel, and investigators who fought the flames, followed the leads, and tracked down and apprehended the person responsible for this incident. There's still work to do, and our detectives will assist with the District Attorney's Office in preparing a successful prosecution. There is no doubt that because of everyone's efforts, that this suspect will be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Again, a heartfelt thank you to everyone who worked so hard to be able to make this announcement today. Now I present Fire Chief Robert Sapia.
Well, right now you are listening to that press conference where they have announced arrests and the person responsible, who they say is responsible for that arson at the Home Depot in San Jose. They have arrested a man by the name of Dylan J. Cruz Goji, a San Jose man, and they said they made that arrest earlier this week. They made that arrest when they got him on the 15th of April, just days after that fire started on the 9th. And they say that he's being charged with aggravated arson, grand theft, petty theft, and that is up to 14 years to life in prison, eligible for parole in about 6.5 to 9 years.